Hey guys, welcome to another video of MaxiAspie, and today I'll be talking about my trip to France, my experience of going abroad, and just giving some tips to some autistic people that may be going abroad or just going on holiday in general. So my last video about me obviously getting COVID, it was around the time I went to France, and then coming back from France I then ended up finding out that I had COVID. However, the journey was really nice and I really thoroughly enjoyed the holiday. We were only there for a day, so you probably might not want to call it a holiday, but only there for a day, and I really enjoyed it. It was really nice and I would definitely go again. However, as an autistic person, there are things that I worry about when I travel anywhere, let alone travelling abroad. So I wanted to give some tips to people who are autistic that may help them when they go abroad on holiday, or if it's just a trip away, or even parents that are watching this video that want to take their autistic children away, or teachers that are planning a school trip. You know, what things you can look out for, what things that will help that person when they're going on these trips. So the key thing that really helped me was I went with someone. I think had I not gone with someone, it would have been very hard for me to do so. Throughout my life, there's never been an occasion where I've actually gone on holiday on my own. You know, I've always been with someone, whether it's a friend or whether it's with family. I've always been on holiday with somebody else. I find the whole thing of me going on my holiday on my own would be quite stressful and quite worrying, and it is probably something I will do at one point. I don't see it at the moment. However, it's something I will probably have to do and want to do, because I like those sort of challenges and being able to say that I've done things. However, going on holiday with someone really helps, because you've sort of got that bit of backup, you've got that person to talk to, you're not in it on your own, and when you get in a stressful situation, there's someone there by your side that's going to help you. So for me as an autistic person, that's invaluable, you know, to have that person with me to be able to help in a situation if I find it uneasy or too overwhelming. The other thing that really helps is practice, and when I say practice, I mean going places before you go on holiday, just small places like maybe a town on your own, or maybe a different place that you shop, or anything like that. Just something that's going to make you practice, you know, something that's going to get your mind going, what to do in this situation, what to do in that situation. Even if it is with someone doing those practices, and that person sort of just being there but sort of leaving you to your own devices to see how you would cope in certain situations, would always be, I would always suggest that. I think, you know, you for me, I learn best by doing, and that would make me learn. Also, just practicing things like, you know, getting your passport done, or what to say, or what to look out for, you know, just all this sort of information that might seem simple to somebody who isn't autistic, but to an autistic person, it's sometimes the simplest things for me that worry me, like what I'm going to say when I, you know, go up and give my passport over to someone, or what I do when the camera's scanning me, or what do I do when I'm on the airplane, or things like this. So sometimes it's the simplest things that actually will worry me. So for me, practice is key, you know, being able to say, okay, what do I say to that person when I get up there? Or what do I say when this happens or that happens? Giving me time to practice is really key for me. Now this one sounds really simple, but wear something comfortable. I have often put myself in situations where I've gone to something, I've wanted to look nice, but at the same time I've wore something that I'm not perfectly comfortable in. And therefore, you know, if you're wearing a shirt that's really tight, or you're wearing a bit of clothing that's really tight, you can start feeling quite claustrophobic and quite enclosed. So it's really key that you wear something that you're going to feel comfortable in, because if you are in a situation where you're starting to feel uncomfortable, what you're wearing is only going to make you more uncomfortable. Again, a small thing, but actually makes a big difference for that person when they are in an environment that they're not very comfortable with, and let alone when they're wearing something they're not very comfortable with. So it's really key that you feel comfortable in whatever you're wearing. The other tip I would say is plan the trip. You know, preparation is key for me. So I like to know what we're going to do, what the day's sort of going to be looking at. You know, it doesn't have to be absolute precise, but I want to know, you know, if I'm doing this or if I'm doing that, or what the general idea is for the day. It would be quite unnerving for me just to go somewhere and be like, yeah, I have no idea what we're doing, but hey, you'll figure it out. I like to sort of know, are we going for a walk? Are we gonna go up the Eiffel Tower? Are we going to eat somewhere? You know, what's the overall plan? It doesn't have to be precise, but I'd just like to know generally what sort of plan is. And some people would like it to be precise. You know, there's some autistic people that want to know this at what time and everything else, and that's perfectly okay too. It's just about understanding that if you are planning to take an autistic person away, and for an autistic person it's about having that in place for them when they go. Another tip I would say is pack for what you need. I'm quite bad at this, you know, packing for what I need. I rather pack not enough, or I rather pack too much. There never seems to be a middle ground for me. But one of the things I've learned through travelling, you know, whether it's been with friends or family, is pack for what you need. You know, don't take a week's worth of clothing if you're going for the day. You know, don't do this if you're going to be there for a week. You know, it's just about balancing it up. That can be quite difficult, but I always suggest, you know, talk to somebody when you're packing. Will I actually need this? Will I actually need that? Because sometimes when you talk about it, it makes more sense. The other tip is, whoever you're going with, be honest with them. Be very honest about how you're feeling, what you may need if this happens or that happens, if you're in an overwhelming situation, what you want them to do, how you want them to help. I always remember when I went to America with one of my good mates, you know, he was very supportive. You know, I remember that we went to Mania and, you know, we were out in the rain for 4 hours, and when I got back I was absolutely frozen. But because he knew I was epileptic, he was sort of, I think, quite worried about how I was. So had he not known that, he wouldn't have known to check for that. So always be honest with people and make sure that they know enough about you to be able to support you, and make sure that they're also okay with that. You know, don't go with someone that's not going to be okay with that, because then it puts you in an awkward situation. So go with people that you feel comfortable with, that you can be honest with, and that are going to be able to help and support you. The other one is mentally prepare. So going back to what I was saying a little bit earlier about the planning and everything else, just mentally prepare for the trip. You know, just, I always say hope for the best but expect the worst. So when I'm put into a situation, I can just prepare, you know, and be like, okay, wasn't expecting this, but this is what I need to do. And having someone there really does help. So just mentally prepare that everything might not go according to plan, but you've got someone there, which is good. They're going to be able to help you and support you, and this is what I need to do if that happens, whether or not that's counting to 10 and walking away from the situation, taking a few breaths, not panicking, meditating on the trip, anything like that that's really going to help you. Just mentally prepare to put those things in place. And the last one, which always helps, is look at pictures. Honestly, anytime I've even gone to do a speech somewhere in the country, or if I'm going on holiday or anything like that, I like to see pictures of where we're staying, where we're going, what it's going to be like, traffic, anything like that. You know, just look at pictures. It really does help. It really cements what you're looking at, basically. It allows me to be able to picturise what it looks like, where I'll be going and everything else, and it really does help. And I always suggest this, and I think it's something that should be brought into place when people go for job interviews and anything like that. A picture can tell you a lot, and if you're able to visualise it, then it will be better for you when you get there. So guys, those are some of the tips that helped me. My trip to France was lovely, apart from the COVID after, but apart from that, my trip to France was lovely, and the company was nice as well, and everything about the trip was really nice, apart from the fact that I got COVID. So guys, tell me if you've ever been abroad. Tell me what things that you've done that help you when you're abroad, when you're in unknown locations that you may feel a bit nervy of or unaware of. And guys, thank you for watching as always. Take care. Goodbye for now.